Hi everyone. I have been wanting to throw some videos together to give people ideas on how to use my stencils. If you've purchased them already and you have them, I just wanted to give you some ideas of how to use different ones and create different themes with them. So for example, in this video, I wanted to show you some ideas on creating fall themed either spreads or components for spreads for your mixed media projects, whatever, or even like Halloween, and how to use the stencils and turn them into other things that fit within a theme. So I have my Halloween journal, which I did this year. So I'll give you some ideas for Halloween ideas, but one of the things that comes out super easy is I have my portrait stencils. And obviously, if you do those in black and pair them with anything, that can create a really nice kind of Halloween feel. And then also another thing that I love doing is taking things and picking a color palette that is reflective of a season. So for example, this season is fall. I have a lot of oranges here. I have a swan stencil and I decided to make her more orangey or brown, and just some kind of gourd and pumpkin shapes. And just kind of thinking outside the box. Like here I had an art foamy earlier in the year, but you know, this spread was fortune teller and I thought, oh, she kind of fits with that. So I'm just trying to find some other, I have fairy stencils, but I made kind of an orangey one because she's hiding behind a giant pumpkin, so that's fun. And even a lot of the new Moonlight journaling set, all the moons are great for winter and fall too. Also, other ideas, I had a lot of fun creating these weird kind of paper doll figures. I'm trying to see if I have more because I went through this phase where I was making a whole bunch. But, you know, taking something that just has a single face, but then putting one eye on it just immediately turns it from something, you know, innocuous to something very kind of odd or haunting. So I just put like an eye on there. I thought that was fun. And even like old tree limbs and stuff. This is from my ocean set. I think it's supposed to be like coral, but you put it in a different theme and it could be Halloween. So there's another silhouette, which again kind of could be spooky. This is one of my favorite ways to twist something around. I have a heron stencil, but if you do it all in black, he kind of looks more like a crow or like a spooky bird. In my cottage stencil, I just changed that, did everything in black and white. I have some house stencils and clouds, and I just turned everything black and white, and then it looks more haunting and spooky. This is just one of the journals that I had, but I have been playing a lot. Also, I have moth and butterfly stencils, and I did those in dark colors. I have a, oh yeah, this is from Moonlight Serenade. I have these kind of hanging lantern borders, and so one of them has moons. So I did moons, and I made the moths look kind of, you know, nighttime, sparkly, Halloweenish. I don't have pumpkin stencils, but those are easy enough to make. This is another one of the hanging borders here, and I did lanterns with that. I'm just trying to quickly pass through here. Those are my art foamies, obviously. So anyway, so just some ideas for how to turn things around. But I thought we could work in here too, because I have a lot of extra pages in this journal that are empty. And I have a pile here with all my, just about every single stencil I've ever made. So we could, you know, kind of play with these, and I can give you some more ways to do spooky themes or fall themes. So everything is kind of spread out because I have this small workspace, but I have some trees and branches. So as far as spooky trees, this is my ocean stencil. So typically if you have this like an ocean theme, right, you can turn this around and make it winter, you can make it spring, and you can make it fall. So I don't want to do page 31. I'm getting back to a page. So an easy way to do something with this is to I have a lot of Stabilos here, so you can trace this, and in this case I'm going to press down. A Stabilo is a water soluble pencil, which is great. So it's kind of like I guess like a watercolor pencil. Looking for the right size brush. So you can just hit it with some water and then it comes out, which is also, you know, very kind of gothy looking itself, very old and antique-y. So I'm just literally, I traced this shape, and now that I'm doing it in black, it doesn't look like a wave. So my initial inspiration for this was, I have it right here, Hokusai waves. And, you know, that's why I have these here, so that I can add these kind of like those paintings. It was kind of my interpretation of one of my favorite pieces of art. But the funny thing is, when you change the color, it could be anything. So now that it's black, now it could be anything, right? So I think I just did something today where I had it in a graveyard and this woman is sitting on it. Kind of reminds me of Nightmare Before Christmas, because I think this shape is in that movie as well. And Jack Skellington kind of walks across. It's very similar shape, ironically enough, where I was going for a Japanese styled wave, but it looks like that. So, you know, you can do something like that and add like a tree. So I have this tree, which is part of my documenting set, I think. And initially the idea with this tree was to have, you know, you could do it in brown and then you put the blooms on yourself, or the leaves. So like when I first did this, I did pink and I did cherry blossoms because I wanted spring. But if you just do it by itself, this time of year, it can be very, very fall. Which I actually think I have a sample of in here. Bear with me. Yeah, here's the waves with my kind of Hokusai, homage to Hokusai. But yeah, like this by itself. And also it was supposed to be for writing. And here again, here's how you could take the waves and make it springy or summery. And I used some of the same elements. Yeah, here we go. So I used the brown, and then I have a little owl stencil. I put that on there. The moths. This is discontinued, but these two are still around. And so, you know, here I did it in black acrylic, and then I just put, you know, like a circle. I probably did the circle first and then stenciled this over it. And then you've got like a fall tree kind of suggestion. So, oh, here's another fall spread. Here we go. Just taking things, changing the colors. I think I took the wave and made a witch hat out of it. So I think this hat actually, if I'm not mistaken, is, yeah, this wave stencil. So it's just fun. You really can play with these and use them in fun ways. So that is just one of, I feel like this is one of the most versatile stencils. And then it comes with a smaller one, which, if you give me a moment, I think it's in here. Maybe not. I think it must be in here. I might not find it because I'm, you know, filming this, and that's when you can't find the things that you're looking for. Oh, no, it's right here. Okay. So that wave set also comes with this stencil. And the idea behind this stencil was to create mussel shells, sea urchins, just oyster shells, clam shells. But again, I have my paints here. And so I've got, oh, wow, there's a lot of paint on that. I've got some orange paint on my brush, and I'm going to take some green paint. I got olivey green, and just add it, kind of blend it in a little. And, you know, I just smushed that, hold on. This is one way to fix, like when people are like, what do I do when it bleeds? You can take it out and just change it a little. Create a different border. You don't have to just blindly use that stencil. It's fine. Okay. Here we go. So I'm gonna do some of these other shapes. And again, you know, one thing that kind of helps is just adding some other colors to them, which is very much how, you know, fall gourds are, right? They come in all different colors, oranges and greens, and oh my God, I am such a like obsessed fan of gourds. I have so many on my porch right now. In just so many colors. I have one that's almost peachy pink. I'll try and capture that here. It's called a popcorn gourd. It looks like a pumpkin, but it is peach colored, and then it has these like peanut looking shells on it. I don't know. It's beautiful. But anyway, so I did get some seepage here too, because I'm working kind of fast, but that's okay because I can just clean it up. I mean, obviously, depending on the stencil, if you get seepage, not all of them are something you can clean up, but here I can. I'm just gonna blend it in. When, you know, when you're doing videos, it comes out kind of funky. But like, because I've changed the colors of these sea urchin-y shapes, all of the sudden I can turn these into something that looks more like a gourd, which is just so fun. So I mentioned this in some of my other videos, but I always like to get more than one use out of anything in my house. So, you know, knowing that I can take sea shapes and then put some fall colors on them, and then use them in an abstract spread, and then they just become fall gourds, that kind of thing. I just think it's so awesome. So I'm just gonna look at some of my other, I mean, I just literally have a pile of all of my stencils. So even, you know, leaf shapes, depending on the colors that you choose for those, you know, you just switch it up into seasonal tones, like oranges and greens and that sort of thing. And you've got some fall shapes. And I don't get too crazy with where to add color or anything like that, because, you know, I'm just playing around. These are great for the fall. You know, they're all supposed to be moths for the most part. And again, you know, you could do them in greens and oranges. I'm in my animal pile. I have them organized kind of by theme here. So let me just see. Again, I'm just kind of doing demos, but I wanted to share, you know, just some ideas of how to use stuff that you may have already purchased, so you can get more than one use out of it. So this one is the branch that comes with the waves. I cut it off because it's just easier to use it like this. And I'm going to add some fall colors to it. Got some yellows and some reds and some oranges. I'm just changing the variations. And if it seeps through, I don't really care. You know, depending on what my use for it is, it doesn't really matter. And because it's fall, that's fine. You know, I'll let this dry when I go to cut it out. You know, this won't be as big a deal. Or if you have it on a spread and you're in a watercolor journal and it comes out like this, you know, another fun thing that you could do is, you know, make it look more intentional and just put some splatters of watercolor around it. And then that looks, you know, super, super intentional. So like that'll dry, that'll look like a beautiful fall scene. And actually, if you kept going in colors, more colors, right? If you just went crazy. I'm not very good at this whole paint thing. But if you covered your space and you just did this around the tree, and you kept going over and over and over, it would look like fallen leaves. So again, just something to think about. These are just patterns. Here's some other items that are great for fall. So again, like this I did as black clouds. This guy, let me clean my brush here. Nope, that's blue. So again, he is mostly supposed to be like a night heron or something. But if I do black, I can change him up a little bit. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll put darker parts, and then I'll kind of, for him, like wash away the belly a little bit. And so you have like a little bit of a gradient thing going on as he dries. Again, I'm working quickly, so there's a lot of seepage, but you can clean up the lines by just building a little bit more. There we go. And even if I want his belly even wider, I can do something like this, right? And I've got that kind of gradient look. So super, super fun. I can try and do him in orange, but the key to seepage is this. Water seeps under the stencil, and if there's any water along the edge here on the part that's going to be on the paper, if there's any water on the inside edge, that's where you get seepage. So the key, but if you're going to keep using the same stencil, is to dry every part of that stencil off. Okay, and that usually helps. And also, you know, over time you'll learn how much water to use, that kind of thing, because that plays a key part. Like if you dry it a little bit more. So I'm just doing 2 fall colors here, and I did dry this stencil. I got a lot less seepage, and it kind of works here because he would have feathers there anyway. And so, you know, he's got a nice fall look. You could even add, for this guy, you could add some crown feathers on there. Kind of gives him a different look. So that's what I love. I love taking a shape and just adding a couple of things, and then it becomes something totally different, which just makes it super fun. So I'm just trying to see if I can fit this moon on here. Moons, you know, they're usually white, but ways to play around, like if you want just like a light color. I have a gold here, literally a sparky gold. Oops, it's a little on my gourd, but that's okay. Sparkly. And I can just go around the edges with extra colors, so it kind of creates a border. Sorry about all the seepage, but anyway, so you know, you can get a lighter color that way. But these are just a whole bunch of ways to kind of play with colors, and again, like mix it up with what you have, so that you can create spreads in your journals with stuff that you might have thought was only good one way, but then you can play with it and it can become something else. So usually with these I'll do acrylic paints, but I was like, oh, I could do some Halloween. Oh, but I have some. Actually, I used those and I did fall colors. This is a 100 proof press art foamy, I think. But I did some fall colors there. Just another idea. And again, I'm just showing you ways that I flip it up. Also, I have the moon stencils, but if you switch it up and you put orange on them, they become, sorry, I have a cough. They become suns. So that's another fun way to take something and use it in a different way. Here are the waves. They're yellow, which doesn't really, I don't even know what yellow waves. And this is the heron too, but I painted this in pink, right? And it looks totally different too. So again, just kind of play with your stencils. And if you change the colors, you can make them all work in a different theme that you're playing with. I'm trying to see here. I also have some cranes, but I did this one in purple, and so it just works really well with this set. So I hope I gave you some ideas today. I know this was a little scattered, but I just wanted to come on and just share some ways that I like to play with my stencils and mix it up and create different ideas and scenes. So just something to think about. I'm just looking through my drawers. Hold on. To see if I have any other samples before I go. Here's one of those urchins that was really blurry. I didn't care, and I just added some little colors to. Here's another one. But do you see, it was a mussel shell shape, but now, you know, just with some different colors on there, it becomes a gourd of some sort, like some abstract gourd. So just another fun way to play. Here's a green one. Just, you know, giving you ideas here. Let's see. No, but here's a blue crane. So if I had a whole summer spread with the waves, then I could do some blue cranes and just tie it in. So anyway, just ideas. I just wanted to kind of pop on and do a little demos, and I'll try to do this more often. So I'll pick some ideas and some themes and just give you some ideas of how to use the stencils once you get them. So hopefully I'll be doing a few more of these videos in the near future. So don't forget to tag me if you use the stencils. It's Meg's, plural, Meg's, or possessive I should say, Meg's Stencils is the hashtag. And I'll see your artwork, hopefully, if Instagram is nice to us. And, you know, it can pop up, and I'll see your beautiful art. So hope to see you back here soon for another little demo and idea session.